Hi, today we're going to be talking about the general principles of training. So in this introductory video, I'm going to be covering the basics of what you should be looking to include in your training program, including programming progressions and building on fundamental movement patterns to see the results that you want to see. So I would always recommend seeking a professional to help you program your training in order to reach your goals and for it to be specifically designed for you. So this video is an overview. In future videos, I'll provide more detail on the exercises that I mentioned here, so do check back on the channel later. So do you want to enhance your dance performance? Then you need to be including supplementary training in your weekly program, as we know that dance class on its own doesn't put enough demand on the physical systems of the body to elicit any adaptations and to sufficiently prepare us for dance performance. If you want to jump higher, dance for longer, lift other dances, you need to be including strength training in your program. Developing a good base of strength will not only help in stabilizing your joints, which is particularly important if you are hypermobile, but it will also provide you with a solid foundation to develop into power training that will help you with explosive dance movements such as grand jetés, and muscular endurance that helps you when you have to repeat movements over and over again or maintain them for a long period of time. As with learning any technique, you need to start with the fundamental foundational movements. So the same way that you learn a plié, you learn how to articulate through your foot during a tendu, to then develop those movements into jumps and grand battements in future. Upper back curves, contractions, high releases, these are all foundational movements of your dance technique. So we need to apply the same principles to your strength training. Learn the foundations first and only progress when you have good technique and a solid base of strength. And then always return to these foundational movements, whether you've got 10 or 20 years of experience. The stronger you are, the stronger those foundational movements, the stronger all of your movements are going to be, and therefore also your dance technique and choreography. It can be tempting to jump straight into the more difficult, seemingly more impressive movements, but you'll be doing yourself no favours at all if you do that and putting yourself at greater risk of injury. I know you might look at box jumps and think, yes, that's what I need to do. Jumping, that's what I want to improve, but let's take a little step back. First, let's build strength on 2 feet on the floor. Movements such as bodyweight squats. Learn the pattern first, then add weight, then add variation. So then we can move on to things like back squats, overhead squats. Unilateral or single leg movements are also really important in dance because we spend so much time standing on one leg. So once we have developed good bilateral or two-legged strength, we can also develop our unilateral strength. So things like Bulgarian split squats, walking lunges, single leg squats, pistol squats. The important thing is to gradually progress through these movements as our strength builds and to not plateau by doing one movement over and over again and not seeing the results that we want to see. If you are worried about strength training altering the shape of your body and therefore impacting on the aesthetics of your performance, then you needn't worry. Despite concerns over this, particularly amongst women inside and outside of the performing arts, research has shown that this isn't the case. You will not suddenly develop huge muscles overnight. Muscle hypertrophy, or the increase in muscle girth or muscle circumference, requires a specific mode of training. And it's also more difficult for women to achieve due to lower levels of testosterone. So as long as you're sticking to your training program, you may see a little bit more definition in your muscles, maybe a slight increase in muscle size, but you're not going to suddenly look like a bodybuilder overnight. Once we have developed a good level of strength and good technique, we can think about moving on to power movements. So that is strength plus velocity or speed. So those big explosive movements. We can also work on developing muscular endurance, where you either hold a position for a long period of time, or you're required to complete multiple repetitions. So this might be holding another dancer up above you, or it might be simply staying on releve for more than 16 counts. All of this will be explored in more details on the videos you find on this page. The main aim of the videos are not to be workout videos, but to be guidance on how to correctly and safely carry out various exercises that we'll explore, and to learn about which muscles you're using during those movements and how it applies to your performance. Training works best when it is properly planned, designed for you, and gradually progresses as you become stronger and fitter, rather than just picking random exercises and repeating them over and over again and hoping to see some kind of change. As with all the videos on this page, you will find some references in the description box down below. So these are sources that I've used to create the content and further reading. So please do delve into that as well and learn a little bit more detail about what we'll be looking at.